45 years after Terry Fox set out on his marathon of hope, his brother Darrell is retracing that dream on two wheels. He's leading a team of cyclists on a cross-country journey from Vancouver to St. John's, raising money for cancer research, and along the way, meeting Canadians whose lives were shaped by Terry's enormous legacy. Darrell Fox joins us now from Wawa, Ontario. And Darrell, I guess it was the day before yesterday, you stopped in Thunder Bay, Ontario, in front of the National Historic Monument to your brother. What was that moment like for you?
It was quite emotional, to say the least, Ian. You know, this is a day that I had been thinking about, not for days, but for weeks. And, you know, it was unbelievable. The morning of our ride in, we had to shuttle back 100K, and it was pouring rain, thunder and lightning, and none of us were looking forward to getting out on the road. But just before we arrived at the starting point, the rain stopped. The thunder and lightning was gone, and then we had an incredible tailwind, and riders like tailwind, and it was just a miraculous ride into the monument that morning, and a sign of things to come when we arrived there.
Yeah, I'm glad you had the tailwind. I think that probably was a sign. You've been on this journey since June the 9th. What have you been hearing from people that you've been meeting along the way?
Well, Ian, I'm a sponge for all things Terry at the best of times. And, you know, this journey, we're on day 17 now, has been one of stories. And, you know, I'm going to be emotional here because I have this incredible gift right now to absorb them all. And it's just unbelievable, especially now that we're in Ontario and since Thunder Bay, we're now on pavement that Terry ran on, and we're meeting with people who were there 45 years ago. And it's just unbelievable how Terry is still very much in their minds. Not only that, we're hearing from those that have been touched by cancer, obviously, and who are alive today because of our investment over the last 45 years in cancer research.
Yeah, I mean, I was a teenager when Terry started his run across the country, and you know, he deserves, and your family deserves, every bit of the recognition and remembrance, because it really was a one-of-a-kind kind of feat that he set out to accomplish. You have a long way to go before you end up where he began in St. John's. What keeps you going?
Well, Terry keeps me going. Obviously, you know, you know, this is not easy. It wasn't going to be. It had to be Terry Fox hard. We're actually on day 17, so we're more than halfway. It's a 32-day journey. We're averaging 220 kilometers every day. Just like Terry, we're not taking any days off. And what keeps me going is Terry. You know, we're actually sleeping in. We're getting up at 5:30. Terry woke up at 4:30 every morning. I remember that because I was with him, and I spent 3 months in the stinky Ford van back in 1980. And so, you know, I'm experiencing from a different perspective what Terry experienced. And, you know, I'm not a spring chicken. Youth is not an ally, and it's been extremely difficult and hard. But I have Terry within me for every pedal stroke. And, you know, when the days are hard, and the days have been hard, I just need to think about Terry and the fact that he ran 42K on a prehistoric blade that was made for walking, and that gets me through. He's there every pedal stroke, as I said, and I'm going to get there along with my 7 incredible teammates.
Yeah, I know you will. Now, listen, we could spend the rest of the hour and still wouldn't answer this next question properly. I'm going to ask you to do it in about a minute. But for people who are watching, young and old, what should they know about Terry's legacy?
Yeah, you're right. How do I summarize that in a minute? Because there's so many elements of Terry that are worthy to think about. But for me, it's humility. It's humbleness, and it's giving back. You know, I always say Terry was a very selfish person before he was diagnosed with cancer, but cancer gave him a purpose, and he added giving to his life in a very big way with the Marathon of Hope. So and that's what we're experiencing right now. We're able to give a little. We've raised over $1 million. We surpassed our goal earlier today, and it's something we should all add to our lives here in Canada as Canadians.
Yeah, well, he was an extraordinary Canadian, and so are you, Darrell. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you, Ian. Take care.